Welcome and thanks for joining us for this edition of Scope. The significant social and economic benefits of markets, there is a strong argument for market policy, planning and implementation to be integrated into mainstream municipal and local government policy and regulatory systems. This point is shared in a report compiled by Attached with the PNG National Research Institute. The report is called Managing Marketplaces: Lessons from a Comparative Study of 4 Markets in Papua New Guinea, and it helps policymakers improve administration and management systems of markets that are vital spaces for generating incomes, socialization, and informal meetings.
Markets provide food and income for households which sustain and improve livelihoods of our people. Markets are also vital spaces for informal meetings and socialization. These points are brought across through the discussion paper 191 of the PNG National Research Institute, a research done to emphasize the importance of marketplaces and why they should be regulated and managed well. Dr. Elizabeth Coppell and former NRI Research Project Officer Louis Wong, through the research, help better understand why some markets work well while others do not through the research paper. Marketplaces play an important economic function to create employment for workers, generate revenue for local and provincial authorities, provide opportunities for small businesses, and contribute to economic growth. Ewong and Dr. Coppell have established that through case studies on markets in Alotau, Mount Hagen, Kokopo, and Lae. The research states that given the significant social and economic benefits of markets, there is a strong argument for market policy, planning and implementation to be integrated into mainstream municipal and local level government policy and regulatory systems. The research reports that the last PNG census figures show that livelihoods and well-being of majority of citizens is supported by agriculture and the informal sector, while only a little over 360,700 people were formally employed. Therefore, the report suggests that an important vehicle to drive efforts towards realizing actual improvement in human well-being is through the provision and improvement of marketplaces. Therefore, given the importance of the function of markets, it is crucial that an enabling environment is created to facilitate economic activities as well as generate spin-off businesses. The National Policy for the Informal Economy 2011 to 2015 committed the state with the responsibility to provide the necessary enabling environment for business activities. For open markets, the enabling environment translates to creating, facilitating, and supporting the development of policy and regulation, provision of sustainable support infrastructure, facilities and services in markets, as well as effective management. There is also a need for better management and close monitoring of the use of infrastructure and market services, including access to water, hygiene and sanitation services, which contribute to make facilities and services sustainable. Better management and sustainable services can create a genuine and enabling environment, not just for vendors, but all market users.
When we come back, Kokopo Market sets the standard for well-managed marketplaces, and strategies that can improve marketplaces include making marketplaces the responsibility of provincial and district administrations. Welcome back. The Kokopo market in East New Britain province has set the standard in the upkeep and management of the marketplace. The research on improving marketplaces has made some recommendations from the great model marketplace that Kokopo Market is. This includes making marketplaces the responsibility of provincial and district administrations and ensuring that enabling infrastructure and utility services are provided, market infrastructure is, and utility services are functioning.
While improved market infrastructure, amenities, and effective management remain wanting and is characteristic of many markets around the country, two markets, Alotau and Kokopo, are often considered as great models in terms of management, provision of facilities and services and safety. Alotau market is the smallest of the four markets covered in this study, but it has an excellent system of management and accountability with detailed daily, weekly and monthly records of revenue raised. According to the research, it is a temporary market with plans for a bigger market to be built adjacent to the existing market by the seafront, with donor aid from Japan International Cooperation Agency. Construction work on the new market was expected to start in 2019. Kokopo Market in East New Britain Province serves only the local population, like the Alotau Market. The East New Britain Market Authority is responsible for its markets in the province. The Market Authority was created by the provincial government under the Provincial Markets Act with a full governing board to oversee activities of the Market Authority. The Market Authority is self-sustaining and funds its activities and pays staff salaries and its operations using revenue generated from the markets. Lay Market was originally built in the 1960s and redeveloped in 2016 by the Lay Urban LLG and the National Fisheries Authority at a cost of 950,000 kina. This market is connected to Madang and the Highlands provinces by road with huge ongoing supplies of fresh produce. It also has a huge supply of locally produced food. This has led to extreme overcrowding in the current market, and there is no space at all to provide any additional services. Management noted that there is a Lay District plan with a memorandum of understanding between the Lay Urban LLG and the New Zealand Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Trade to jointly fund a redevelopment of the market. Given the significant social and economic benefits of markets, there is a strong argument for market policy, planning and implementation to be integrated into the mainstream municipal and local government policy and regulatory systems. According to the research paper, this would provide ongoing support, resourcing and services as part of the municipal authority's normal function. Authorities need to recognize that markets are a major source of revenue and invest in improving the market system, including infrastructure and promotion of agricultural production. The lessons from four main markets, Alotau, Mount Hagen, Kokopo and Lay, can help provincial and local level government authorities to develop policies and improve administration and management systems of markets, which can create an enabling environment going forward. The report has illustrated that many municipal markets lack basic infrastructure and amenities, not only due to lack of resourcing and maintenance, but also due to poor design and management of facilities. The study reveals important good practices and lessons on the establishment and management of open markets, with best practices offered by Kokopo under the ENB Market Development Authority. From this, potential strategies have been recommended that can improve market services, operation and management. Markets must be made part of the responsibility of provincial or local authorities with appropriate policy and regulation. Establish independent market governance systems. Collaborative action to address real or potential conflict over the distribution of market revenue. Robust processes for recruitment of skilled workers. It is vital to employ qualified market managers to provide leadership and a core team of skilled workers. People management skills are vital in carrying out market duties. ensure that enabling infrastructure and utility services are provided, ensure safety in markets, collaboration with key stakeholders, provide markets as complete places of business, including space for sale of agricultural products, banking agents, and law and order officers to maintain peace and safety in markets, self-sustaining markets that raise revenue to pay wages and ongoing bills without disadvantaging vendors by charging excessive fees. And finally, women should be represented on market boards and management, as women comprise the majority of market users, both as vendors and customers.
After the break, residents of a settlement on Daru Island acknowledge the lack of government services and move as one to bring change. They have started with a name change to their community. Welcome back. A small settlement on Daru Island, Western Province, recently changed its name from Giwari Corner to Solomon Corner. Residents of these settlements are taking responsibility now to change their way of life. Changing their name is the start of more to come. The move comes after their community leader encouraged them to change their old habits, seeing they have suffered for more than 3 decades with a lack of government services. The community has come to understand this and is moving as one to make change for the better.
It's not doing any change. It's really bad.
For many years, the Solomon community has always been left out when it comes to government services and community support.
Maybe government is not looking at the people.
For the Solomon community, it is one of the least recognized community in Daru that has always struggled to make ends meet for individual families that make up this particular community. Although those living in settlements on Daru are from the Middle Fly district of Western Province, their villages along the Fly are nearest to the South Fly district, and so they have settled on Daru Island for 30 years or more. Community leader Alex Doye said it took him at least 10 years to talk to residents of the community and convince them to change their attitudes, especially that of the youths. Alex said it wasn't easy, but he has made some progress. Alex said for more than 30 years, all the community has ever known and done was help their womenfolk chop firewood and carry it to market to earn a living.
This community, it was called, before it was called Giwari Corner Community. In year 2019, I came up with an initiative that will, when I was living within the community, I found out that we still need some services within the community, but it's within the government services like Daru Island couldn't support with what they want to support us because of some of the delays within our South Fly administration. Okay, what I did, I called the community and I organized a committee within our Giwari Corner, before it was called Giwari Corner. And I did establish our law and order committee, youth, and women's group. And I did prepare some of the documents through IPA. They were registered through IPA, those 3 groups. And I did went to the bank and also trying to open the accounts within those 3 groups. That's it was called Giwari Women's Group, Giwari Youth Group, and the Giwari Law and the Committee. And then it was on 2020 where one of the pastors came down here. We invited him to come and have a devotion with us here at Giwari Kona community. That's where he changed the name to Solomon community. He told me that Giwari in Kiwai dialect, it's called, it's a magic man, a sorcery. And then he told us that if you can give a name, and community itself, they said, oh, we have to give the name to Solomon.
The community representatives said the government has not paid them any attention, thus their living standards have not changed. The community feels that ongoing neglect has not brought much basic government services, and the people continue to struggle and suffer.
And here in the community, we got some of the bylaws we put in the community, meaning that every day we got our programs like every Mondays. It's for women's day. They come for meeting. Tuesday is our community cleanup. Wednesday is a youth day where they play volleyball. Thursdays is our law and the committee where they come together and discuss some of the law and the issues. Friday is the sports day. Saturday is the community meeting day. Every Saturdays we come to the community used to have meetings. Sunday, we respect Sunday. Normally we live by firewood, but Sunday, when it comes to Sunday, mothers, they don't carry firewood until they wait for the people who goes to church. When they come back, every Sundays they go. When they come back, they go and sell their firewood. So that's how we live in the community. We respect the community itself, plus other community within Daru town. So you're going to see slight changes within the Daru town, within our community, that our community now is a bit different from what they were doing before. Before this community, like they do armed robberies or searching of bag, all those youths. I've been talking to them, and it took me around 10 years before all these communities, within the community, our youths, they change.
A community of more than 200 people, including women and children, rely on the sale of firewood and crabs to generate an income. Most of the youth in the community are unemployed. While many of them are just at home, others are helping their wives, mothers and sisters to fish and chop firewood to make money. Today, the community has changed for the better. Having a weekly schedule to follow with roles and responsibilities, the community is ready to accept any opportunity that comes its way. Each day of the week is scheduled for different groups, such as Youth Day, Women's Day, Sports Day, and Community Meeting Day. All these have come about to keep the community on track and to move forward together.
Now we have jumped into year 2021, and the government needs to look to his people to make the change. How he's going to change? How he's going to change the houses? They're still living in the bush materials.
While important services such as water and electricity, health and education is some of the major challenges, the community leader is hoping that the local MP will see the efforts of the community in helping itself and support them. For many years, the community has not experienced the benefits of having electricity and a regular, clean and sufficient supply of water. To date, these vital services are non-existent.
They need to meet the people's need, not to adapt other provinces how they can water. They brought other places, and what about Western Province? Western province is still the same.
Members of the Solomon community speak their mind about how they feel living the way they do and without government presence and impact on their livelihoods.
Every time when mothers carry fire, they go fetch water there and come. We need water for this community. Pipe down this way, we need water. It's very important for us. Because when mothers go carry firewood, they put containers on their back, they go fill them up and bring them up this way. Or fathers carry them from here all the way to the town, fill water and come back.
Now you won't see any young boys, men, they are not drinking, making noise. This corner is a peaceful corner, it's a humble corner now. Everything changed. See, only mothers take firewood, they sell them, bring food for the children, they eat, finish, they go to sleep. You will never hear any noise in this community, any drunkard noise.
No pull up doggy. No kawai. Gunamar kawai sense. Bam women now dimor. Sense gunwaro. By government kawai. You power government to be the waro. You government I gave obo. You motor doggy sense gunibayadum.
Although they may live happy lives, beneath the smiles lie struggles and challenges of the past they continue to face today. How and when vital services will come into the Solomon community is only a thought for now. How much hope is there to have at least some form of government support trickle down to their humble living? What does the future hold for the men, women and children of Solomon community? It is certainly still uncertain.
And that ends another episode of Scope, a kind reminder to apply simple measures to prevent transmission of the coronavirus. Regularly wash your hands with soap and water, cough or sneeze into your elbow, and exercise social distancing. If you are feeling sick, please stay at home. You can also call the COVID-19 hotline number for more information or assistance. Thanks for your company. See you in our next episode of Scope.